Hey YouTube, good morning. It's me, Sharice here, and today is Makeup Monday. And I figured out that it's best for me to record my makeup videos on my iPhone because I can copy and paste and like cut and edit easier on my iPhone than I can on my computer. And makeup has more parts than any other um, tutorials slash videos that I do. So I'll be recording all my makeup videos on my iPhone, and as you can see, my face is already freshly washed. And I've already primed it with the Neutrogena Shine Control Primer. And I just put it basically on the center of my face and around my nose. Also, if you've noticed anything new about my skin, is that my face has been breaking out like crazy recently. And I think this is because before I went to Seattle, I was only drinking water, tea, coffee, and wine. And after going to Seattle, I started drinking way more coffee and then sodas and juices, which I hadn't been. And then since we've gotten back, I've still been drinking a lot of soda, and I think my face is not really appreciating that. So I'm going to go back to my water only sort of drinking habits. So let's get started. Like I said, my face is already primed, so I'm going to use this Revlon Color Stay foundation in 410 Cappuccino, which I forgot I had. Usually this is a little too dark and too red for my skin, but now that it's summer and I've gotten my summer color, it works perfectly. So I'm going to shake this up and put a little bit on the back of my hand. Comes out really fast. That's actually probably too much. It comes out super fast. I'm actually going to try and scoop it back in here, a little bit of it. Okay. And there's a whole bunch on the rim, as you can see. And I'm just going to go ahead and take some of that and rub it on my face because I hate having a messy rim when it comes to foundations. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. And I'm going to stipple this into my skin. Focusing mainly on the perimeter of my face because that is the darkest part. And you can see that it's blending basically right into my skin. And I'm just going to stipple it on. And where I need more coverage, I'll just dab on a little more. Let's go to the other side. And I really like this foundation for the summer because I don't need to set it. It dries to a matte finish and it's very, very long wearing. The Revlon Color Stay foundations and almost everything in the Revlon Color Stay line are very, very long wearing. And I love that for summer. I also like that they dry matte because I kind of don't like piling a lot of products on my face because I feel like that makes it a lot worse when it's hot. If you have like, you know, concealer and foundation and powder and primer, I feel like it makes it even worse in the summertime if you have that much stuff on your face. So I try and keep it to a bare minimum, and I'm really glad I found this color that matches my skin a lot better. So you can see that the middle section of my face is left out. And so I'm going to keep dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. And this foundation is pretty much full coverage if you use a lot of it. Even if you use a little bit, you'll notice that it covers significantly a lot of things. Not really making too much sense this morning. Maybe my brain has left me today. It is Monday. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this part of the foundation. So now I'm going to go in with my Black Radiance BB Cream in Coffee Glaze. Normally I use brown sugar, which is darker than this. And I'm going to use this on the center of my face because it is a little bit lighter. And the center of my face doesn't have nearly as much scarring and acne, which is why I'm using this color. So I apply it to the back of my hand. You can see how much more yellow that is too, which my skin has a yellow undertone. I'm mixing it in with the leftover foundation that's on my hand. And then I'm going to just dab that in the center of my face. And you can see how it almost blends in seamlessly with my skin tone. And I'm going to go over my eyelid. And I'm going to go kind of over the parts where I apply foundation too, just so it blends seamlessly. And basically, you're going to apply this to all the places you want to highlight, because this color is lighter and more yellow. And now I'm just going to buff everything in circular motions, blend it all together. And now you can see that my face has a very natural look to it. It looks very skin-like, and once this dries completely, it will be matte. But in the center of my face will have a little bit more dewiness because I did use a BB cream and not a foundation. And so that's my skin so far. Now I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows, and then I'll come back and show you the eye look for today, which I'm not sure what it's going to be. We'll see what happens. Okay, I'm back, and you see my eyebrows are done and my foundation is starting to dry. It's almost all the way dry. And so now I'm going to finish up my face, and I'm kind of feeling fancy today, so I feel like I'm going to wear bronzer, and the bronzer I like to wear is the CoverGirl Queen in Ebony Bronze, which if you've been on YouTube watching makeup tutorials for any amount of time, you know that this is super duper popular in the YouTube community. And the brush I like to use to do my bronzer is the e.l.f. blush brush because it's very dense, and this product doesn't come out very easily. So I kind of just swirl it around. I'm pressing really hard to make sure I get some of the product off. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use it to contour. I'm going to more put it on the lower part of my cheekbones. So almost like contouring, but not quite in the hollows of my cheeks, but on the lower part of my cheekbones. Just to help add some dimension back into my face. And I love this bronzer because it has little glitters in it. And I really like glitters, especially on my cheeks. So I'm almost applying it like a blush kind of, but not quite. And I kind of do circular motions and go back and forth at the same time. Like I said, you're applying it basically in between where you would put blush and a contour, if that makes any sense. So on the lower part of your cheekbones, not directly on top of your cheekbones, but not in the hollows underneath your cheekbones. I'm also going to put some on the jawline, just a little bit. And a little bit on my temples and on the hairline. Especially since I have a really big forehead. And I think I'm done with the bronzer. And you may not be able to see a difference because I am dark, but you can see that darker spot right there is where the bronzer is. So yeah, I love bronzer. I'm kind of addicted, which is why I stopped using it for a little while. So now for the rest of my face, I'm going to add some blush. And I also like to use this brush for highlighting, and this is just a Coastal Scents kind of duo fiber brush. And I'm going to use a orange cream blush from NYX, and I'm basically just going to swirl this in here and just press it onto my cheekbones like so. And I like this because it's kind of dual fiber, so after I'm done pressing, I rub it up and down on my cheekbone to blend in the orange. Now you can go in circles, you can go up and down. Do whatever works for you to get the orange blended in. And then I go back to dabbing. Trying to look in the mirror and see if it's there. Make sure you get it on the apples of your cheeks. And that is my subtle blush. And I love orange blush on dark skin. It's one of my favorites. So now for my eyes. I keep it pretty simple in the summer because I think summer is for simplicity. And I like to do a bold lip rather than a fancy eye. And what I'm going to do is take this Ebony Bronze CoverGirl bronzer. And I'm going to use that as like a transition color. And I'm using a Coastal Scents brush from their 32 or 22 brush set. And I use this as like a transition color.